and welcome back to the Champagne series. I'm Lucy Black. This is BrightiAM, and I am so delighted today because I've got two fantastic guests. We've got the lovely Bethany and Nicky, and then Nicky has come all the way down from Liverpool. Oh, what do you think about that?
It was brilliant. I loved it. I'm so happy to be here.
It's just marvellous. I think today you are the person who has travelled the furthest way. And we're here with our lovely bubbles. Everflight Vineyard have sponsored the series. Let's have a cheers, ladies.
Cheers, darling.
This is the Champagne series after all.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
It's grand. So just as way of an introduction, I suppose, I met you two powerhouse women at the VIP event that Aaron Knightley and I put on at the Grand in November last year. So just to start with, let's have a little introduction. Bethany, introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Tell the listeners.
So I'm Bethany Cherish May. I am a social media marketing agency owner. We work with female founders in all over the globe. It's fantastic. And I have now started my journey in property about 12 months ago, which has been the journey of all. It's been exciting. It's been hard. It's been a lot of hours,
Okay.
but I'm enjoying it at the moment. So that's the new venture. And the next step is helping people that have come from my history, that has come from my past in terms of being in care, being homeless,
Okay.
struggling in the streets. And I'm now, my biggest part of the next step is being able to support them.
Wow. Okay. Now, Bethany, we're going to have to come back to quite a few of those points there.
Absolutely.
I really love the fact that you work with female founders.
Yes.
I think that is so important. And that is what we are doing here, is we are inspiring the next generation.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's the biggest time to be able to create the space. Marketing
Yeah.
in general, social media in general is such a beautiful space to have for a business.
Yeah.
And I feel like men have done it in fantastic ways for years. They have their space, and that's fantastic. I'm all for that. But the women need to start claiming their space in terms of taking the next step in business. And I
Yes.
think their personalities, everything that they bring into the business that's slightly different to how a man would, I think that is their strength. So
Yes.
when I'm looking at their marketing, when I'm looking at how they are approaching their social media, it's definitely it's an exciting journey with them.
Oh, it's much more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
it's
And you
fantastic.
guys work together, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So I suppose really, Nicky, please introduce yourself so people know who you are and what it is you do.
Well, first of all, big shout out for Beth, because Beth makes me look great on her social media. Best friends as well. So
Oh,
we had a great night when we came down to Brighton as well. So I live in Liverpool. I come from London and I moved up to Liverpool because I got this really big property portfolio, and I was
Okay.
so terrified that I was going to get it wrong that I moved up to the north.
okay.
So that was what got me to go up there. And I'd had a bit of a challenging situation before that. And Tony Robbins says people do things out of inspiration or desperation. And mine was desperation, definitely
Okay.
desperation. I was like, okay, something has to change. No one's going to come and save you, Nicky. You've got to go and get out there, and you've got to go and change your own life for yourself and your kids.
Okay.
So that's what took me up to the north to this really large portfolio that I got on a lease option. There was a few people involved in it, and I became a record holder. I became the UK record holder for lease options, having never done a lease option before in my life.
Okay. So I think what you're going to need to do, because I don't entirely understand it, what is a lease option in property, Nicky?
A lease option is where you take over the control of the property without you actually purchasing and buying it, which in our world means I say to people, you can get a property for £1,500 or less anywhere in the UK. And I teach people how to do this. And the reason I teach people now is because so many people said to me, well, you've done it 72 times. Can you teach me?
Okay.
And I didn't for a long time. I became the UK record holder back in 2009. And I didn't start my business of teaching and training people in lease options and begin until I was 59.
Oh, wow. Okay.
59, I started teaching people. I thought, who's going to listen to me? Who's going to want to watch me teach them everything that I know? And it has been fantastic.
But you know,
to
it's that
do
lived
this.
experience, Nicky, and it's such a funny thing because we've had so many female founders who have started their businesses in older life, and they've done it, and they've got all those years of wisdom and experience behind them.
Yeah.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. So how many people have you inspired through your workshops? and teaching?
Hundreds of people.
Yes.
Hundreds of people. And also many more as well, because of the people pick up on you and they say, can you come into this magazine? magazine? Can you go and do a piece, an
Yeah.
article? So I'm globally known now, and I've spoken
Go
on
on.
stages in the States. Lease options started in the last crash of 2007
Okay.
in Miami, and I was in Miami just a few weeks ago, and I was like, "Yep, I can see it all happening again." So
Wow.
we are in a crash again, and this is the best time to get lease options, because lease options where you can pick up properties, because people do things. If I could just explain a little bit about what a lease option
Please.
is that
Yeah.
okay?
Do you know what? I think it'd be really helpful because for me, I'm still not sure. It doesn't sit where I mean, we seem to be trained that we either rent a house or we buy it with a mortgage. And
Yeah.
this is something in between.
And that is true. You can do that. And most people do that. What
Mm.
most people don't realise is when they understand finance and they understand how businesses work and they understand how other people that are in property that are further along the journey use lease options. That every
Okay.
single McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Sainsbury's, all of these properties that are built for us to go shopping in, they're all done on lease options.
Okay.
Every single one of them.
So how does it work? Talk us through the first step
So for
then.
residential,
Mm.
people can go and get a lease option. They can either live in it, they can sell it, so do it up and sell it, or they are able to control it and keep it for rentals. And all the money that comes from that property is yours. It doesn't belong to the owner because you've bought a lease option on that property. What does that mean? It means you control it. It means that you don't have to pay a mortgage. You don't have to put a big deposit down either, because most people are frightened. They go,
Yeah.
I haven't got the deposit money. Hold on a minute. How can I even do this? They don't have to pay stamp duty because you're not purchasing the property. So you only pay stamp duty when you purchase it. And you don't have to have any credit checks done either on the property or
Oh.
you. So you're able to jump into property at a very, very low price point. And when I realised that actually I can show people how to do this, I started training people and said, look, you can get a property for £1,500 or less anywhere in the UK. It doesn't matter where it is. You can do it around the world. However, let's just look at the UK. Let's
Yeah.
just look at, we're in Brighton. Let's look at Brighton. You could go and get these in Brighton. You can get them in London. Doesn't matter where you are, in Liverpool, where I am. And so I just started training and teaching people how to do this. And Lease Options Mastery began as a business when I was 59, 3
Wow.
years ago.
That's
And
amazing.
it has gone incredibly well because I love to help women. I love to help women who are at a point in their lives where they're saying to themselves, I want property. I want to leave a legacy. I want to make a difference to my kids' lives, my family's lives. I want to be that person that creates generational wealth in my family.
Yes.
That's the people that I want to be able to reach, because they're the people that I can train and they're ready. And I also find that I call them my damsels in success.
Oh, I love
It's
that.
so
A damsel in success.
These
Come
are my
on.
ladies that are over 40
Yeah.
who are like, I am so ready, Nicky, come on, show me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I show
Good.
them how to do lease options, and then they pick up their properties, and they can pick up millions of pounds worth of properties at £1,500 each.
That's
And then keep them, live in
amazing.
them, rent them out, sell them on, do them up, flip them, whatever you want to do. You control the property.
Wow, this is so interesting. So anybody who's listening and is thinking in a transitional time or they want to be one of your damsel in success, how do they find more information out about this and your training and what you do, Nikki?
So the best thing is go to the website, leaseoptionsmastery.co.uk.
Yeah. Okay. And you're Nikki Greer, aren't you?
I'm Nicky Greer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Nicky
that's
Greer.
super.
Yeah, thank you.
Goodness me. So that came out of nowhere. And just the other thing that I remember you mentioning when we were at the Grand Hotel back in November, you were flying over to see Tony Robbins.
Yes. I
So
said,
he's like a massive name. When you said his name, I didn't realize it was the Tony Robbins.
yeah.
So you're friendly with this man.
Yeah, I get to hang out with Tony. I get to party at his houses and
Oh,
jump in the pool and yeah.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
What company
It's
he would
fantastic.
be.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? The friends he's got, they've taught me so much
Yeah.
over the years, because the people that he knows, and he invites them to the events that we're at, and we get to hang out with them as well. And these are movers and shakers in the world
Yeah.
of finance. And another thing about finance is that, all of them believe that kids should be taught finance at school,
Oh, I think so too. It's something that
early on.
it's overlooked, isn't it? What
Yeah.
did you do in your earlier years then, Nicky? What were you doing from, say, when you left school to when you started with the
Oh gosh,
leasehold?
loads of jobs.
Yeah.
I've been an oven tender at Domino's Pizza.
Okay,
That was
yeah.
my third job when I
Yeah.
had my babies early. And I have worked at British Airways,
Okay.
doing the in-flight onboard duty frees there and back on all 1,500 flights a day at
Wow.
British Airways. I've been an NLP trainer as well, so neuro-linguistic programming. So when I got
Okay.
around Tony Robbins, I wanted to be able to learn, how does he do what he does?
Yes.
And how do you bring more love and connection to the people that you are with in front of you? How do you help them and support them in the best possible way? And so I ended up becoming an NLP trainer, and that's helped me every single day of my life.
Yes, I bet.
And I also was running the Anthony Robbins Foundation for Tony Robbins. I was running his charity in the UK.
Oh.
So I got to travel around the world with him in the early days. I've been around him for 25 years.
Oh my goodness me. That's
And
incredible.
I've taken care of him backstage for a long, long time.
And is he really as nice as he seems?
Him and his wife,
Yeah.
Sage, they're beautiful people.
Yeah.
They're committed Christians, and they are all about everything for all the people in front of them, reach as many people as they possibly can. He is a very joyful man.
Yes.
He's also, I've never known anybody be as grateful as Tony Robbins. He's great. I bring him some coconut water, and he's so grateful. Yeah,
Okay.
he just lives his life in total gratitude for everything and everybody.
That's
Yeah,
beautiful,
and they're prayer partners as well, and so it's really, really nice.
isn't it?
Yeah, he's amazing guy. Yeah,
And I
both of
suppose,
them.
like you were saying, the circles in which you find yourself in when he's around as well, we seem to attract like-minded people. We're all here in
Proximity,
this
isn't it?
room, and you bloom and you grow, and
Mm.
then the circle around you becomes even more wonderful and
Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
And I'm finding actually, as the years go on and work in more broadcast and media, I'm starting to collect more and more people who I really feel like they feel like home to me.
Yeah. Well, there's an alignment.
Yes, yes. That's so
We've
important.
got an alignment, haven't we?
Absolutely. Since day one, we actually have our year anniversary next week at Global Women's Summit.
Okay.
That's where we met.
Right.
And it's going to be our year anniversary of
Yeah,
meeting each other.
we just met
working
each
with
other and clicked.
collaborations,
Yeah.
partnerships, friendship. It's just been a beautiful journey.
Okay, so tell me, so Global Women's Summit, and you're
Yes.
there again next week. I mean,
Yes.
this is the biggie, isn't it? This is the
It's
biggie
going to
for
be a
women.
good event. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
women in leadership, in business.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
all over the
All over the
globe.
world.
And do you know what? I just think that type of energy in itself, just to be around, like we say, proximity, it is such a fantastic energy to be around.
Yes.
And yeah, last year we had a fantastic time. The ladies that were there.
So what happened when you guys met then? So you were there working, Bethany, weren't
I was
you?
doing the interviews at the
Yes.
event last year, interviewing for testimonials for Morella Sula, who's created this fantastic community and built the summit along the way.
She
So I was
has.
building
She
that.
has. She's built something incredible.
Yes, absolutely. And so I was working the summit. I interviewed hundreds of people, including Nicky, and it's just clicked straight away. I think that when people kind of connect with your story, and like you say, it's that alignment, and straight away it was like, okay, we can work with each other.
So yeah, Nicky saw you. So I
Saw
think
me,
this is what
absolutely.
happened.
I was queuing up to do my little interview, bit as they was doing them, and Beth was doing the interviews, and there was a cameraman there. And as he was getting everything ready and prepared, I was just talking to Beth, and I said, "Tell me about you.
Ah,
Tell me about you."
Yeah.
that's so
And you
nice.
said, "I'm not normally in these kind of rooms."
Yeah, and that was only 12 months ago. So I'd like to touch upon that a little bit, because I feel like in your journey, there's so many points where you feel doubt, especially as a woman. You go into these
Yes.
places and it's so big, and it's so the opportunities that's there, and you feel quite small,
Yeah.
especially when you've come from where I've come from. So when you say that Nicky saw me, that's the
Yes.
truest saying, to be able to say what had happened that day. And I felt so, I think it's uncomfortable. It was a challenge. It was exciting. And, now I definitely feel like I belong in them places.
And how funny
looking
that
back at
is
that,
12
12
months.
months.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd already been in business for 3-4 years.
Mhm.
And that's still at that point, I'd had that subconscious thought
Mm.
of, I'm so sorry, I'm apologetic, I shouldn't be here, that kind of energy. And it was consuming. And, you know, and I think we all suffer with imposter syndrome and everything else with the world of online and all of these people that we look up to. And that's fantastic. But I feel like we measure our success by big milestones, and there's so many
Yes.
little ones like this that happen along the way.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
so fantastic to look back to. So I feel
It
like
really is. And I think that we touched on this earlier. We were having a chat before we started recording is where are we now?
absolutely.
There are people who are watching this who would just not even dream of being able to come onto a podcast, host a podcast, train people, look after people's social media, you know, all these different things, these skill sets we've got. But what we do as women and as people in business, I suppose, is we just keep moving that bar a little bit
Yes, we do.
higher.
Yes.
We forget that where we are, we look back, that's where
Yeah.
we always wanted
Yeah.
to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really nice, actually, Bethany, if you're comfortable, just to talk a little bit more about where you came from and how those early years were for you.
Well, they definitely weren't how they are now, I
Okay.
must say. Life was erratic. I think in one word, I was very lost.
Yes.
I'd grown up in the system. I was homeless at 11.
So this is the care system in the
This is the
UK.
care system in the UK, which is a whole deep dive in itself. I
Yeah.
love to have them conversations. And I think that a lot of people are struggling that need to be able to just be told, actually, you can do this and you can have a different life. I bounced around 3 different jobs. I was a caregiver for my sisters and my siblings from a very young age. That became the foundation of me. That's what I do. I care for my family. I love them very dearly. So from that point of aged 11, I just worked. I hustled.
Okay.
I did things that possibly people wouldn't have wanted to do, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that looking back now, I wouldn't change them moments either. It was such a learning curve, and I met so many beautiful people. I lost a lot of beautiful people as well because of the system and the way that it's built.
Okay.
And that's a big thing of what I'd like to change. I'd like to be a part of that change. I'd like to be
I think
a
you'll be a
voice.
great advocate for it
Yeah,
because
I just-
Bethany, you're beautiful, you're successful, you know, I've seen your interviews in front of camera.
Thank
You
you.
really are who people want to look up to, especially young girls who are in that system. And you've got care. Did you adopt your sisters?
So it's not an official adoption,
Yeah.
but they've all lived with me
Okay.
for on and off for years. I raised them as children. My mum was in a very domestic violent relationship as a young woman.
Right.
So she was unfortunately not able to be there. I'm one of 5, so there's
Wow.
quite a lot of us running around. And it started from a very young age. I was running a household and raising 4 children at the age of 6, 7. And this is way before I'd had kind of gone into the system, gone into crime and poverty and everything else. I was already living in a lot of it. But,
Yeah.
you know, I think definitely from the culture that I come from, family is family. You know, we're very much, especially females, we were looked at very differently in my family. The schooling wasn't the same. We learned how to run a household. Learned how to look after children, how to cook meals and all of this stuff. I can do that with my eyes closed.
Yes.
But business, reading, learning, I did that all myself. I very much homeschooled
And how
myself.
many languages do you speak?
At this point, I speak about 6. I'd say nearly 7 languages. Yes. I feel like language and communication is my favorite. It's one of the biggest things my business is based on, because conversations
Yeah.
like this is everything. It's life, it's business, it's growth. And I feel like there shouldn't be a barrier in communication, whether that's a different language. I've got some of my family are hard of hearing and born deaf. So
Okay.
having sign language is a big thing. And I feel like communication is something we've lost as society.
Yes.
Even though we have so many more tools and technology to allow us to communicate, there's still that barrier there. So yes, communication, language, I'm all over that.
What she's missed out is how utterly committed she is to all of her clients.
Yes, I am. Nicky has been my client.
I am her biggest cheerleader
Good.
because she is totally committed,
I am.
aren't you?
But do you know,
to-
how could you not? When you immerse yourself, the female
It's
founders that I've
amazing.
worked with, even meeting yourself at Aaron's event and yourself's event, it's just you know, some of these female founders, the power and the passion
Yeah.
inside of them is just incredible.
And you need that. We need that from each other. And this is, again, why I wanted to bring women like yourselves here into this beautiful space. We're at the Podcast Room Brighton, and to share these stories, because they're never straightforward.
No.
Yeah.
Something that I have learned from just sitting here in doing this series is it's never easy.
Never a straight line.
It's never a straight line. I mean, we're talking spaghetti junction most of the time here. And we're also talking really late
Oh
starts
my
or
gosh,
hard
early
beginnings.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it amazing? So you look after all of Nikki's socials.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. That's brilliant.
Yes, it's been
Yeah.
fantastic. And do you know what? When we first met, it was definitely you need me, I need you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I feel like that's a fantastic way to start business
Yeah.
with anyone
Yeah.
and collaborate with
Yeah.
anyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's the foundation of how I work with female founders now, that it's very much like, you know, this bartering service and this, I'll help you and let's collaborate. I'll come on your podcast. Let's
Yep.
do this energy. Let's try and get this back, especially as female founders, you know, with the community that's there and the
Yes.
community that we've built even just between ourselves is second to none, you know.
Women want to make a difference as well. It's about us as girls. It's girl power, as they say.
Yes. Now, do you
Making a
find
difference?
that it's so I had a lovely guest, Alex Bailey. So she's organizational psychology, Bailey and French. And we were talking around the subject of women in leadership. And she actually felt that there is a little bit of fakeness to some of these women leadership groups. Now,
Absolutely.
yeah, see, this, I feel the same. We know who we are. I can feel you guys. I will drop your name in a room. I don't want anything back because I want to push you and elevate you up.
Exactly.
But there are some cliques, rather get your English right, Luce, you're being recorded, that actually it's kind of a bit fake,
Yes.
this female thing. Oh, we're all supporting each other, but it's a little bit catty.
But don't you find it's also, we've been pushed into that box, and as much as it's there, we're all aware sometimes women cannot be your biggest supporters, and that's
Yes.
unfortunate. But I also feel like, again, there's this barrier, and it's this protection mode that we've put on as women, and actually we've forgotten that women as a community, we can support each other.
We can all
you
win
know, and
together.
we're bigger together. You know? And I
Yes.
think that sense, because as a woman you're very guarded, you have to protect yourself. The world is out to get you in that sense, and it is very hard. So I feel like subconsciously these cliques, like we're saying, it's kind of built a barrier of protection, but it's actually not. It's not helping. It's not
Yes.
growing us as a society, us as a community. So I think it's very important to have these conversations and having a community and starting to reach out to the people around you. And if you are in business or you're just starting business, there are
Yes.
women out there that are going to support you.
Yeah.
So I
Getting
think
in the
it's
right
important to
rooms.
remember. Yeah, definitely.
And you just have to be yourself as well, because if you show up as yourself,
Yes.
then you're not doing anything wrong.
And
I-
you're only going to attract the right people.
that's it.
so
So with us showing up as ourselves, our
Yeah.
authentic selves, we've been in rooms where it's been clicky.
Yeah, definitely.
We have.
Definitely.
We just turn up, we rock up, and we're like, okay, we're here.
And do you know what?
well,
We
we're
find
here,
our
we're here to-
people in them crowds.
Yeah, we do.
There are always
Yeah,
them
they're
people
there,
in
yeah,
them crowds.
because they want authenticity as
Yeah.
well. So they'll notice and they'll recognise that there is a click going on. So then birds of a feather stick together, you know. So the women that know that, okay, I can just show up as myself, are able to do that, because although we're able to protect ourselves and say, no, I'm not going to have any boundaries broken,
Yes.
I also think as women that sometimes the boundaries are very blurred for women, because we want to be helpful, we want to nurture, but that's how we're made, isn't it? That
So
2 million-year-old brain is all about helping and supporting,
Yeah.
which is why I always go back to the damsels in success, because it's about just turning that around to say, get out there and go and get what you want. Be your authentic self and go and get it, because nobody's going to come and save you. So you get out there and you go and get whatever it is you want. If you want to be on a podcast, go be on a podcast. Don't be frightened and terrified and have fear stop you from what it is that you want as an end result. Always think about the end result that you want to get to. So if it's property, if it's being in the media, if it's being some big A celebrity superstar in the
Yeah.
movies, whatever it is,
Move towards those
Yeah.
move
dreams.
towards that goal and
Absolutely.
that dream and that outcome that you want. And the other people that get in the way, as in the cliques that we just spoke about, they're just going to melt away
Yes.
because you're going to be with the right tribe, aren't you?
Yeah, and if you've got yourself set on your dream and you know what it is you want to do, I think this is the other thing. Work out what it is you want to do. Where is your passion? So about this time last year, I think, or towards the end of the summer last year, I thought, well, I really like presenting. I like talking to people. I love pulling out the narrative and the stories. So I need to do that. I can't hang around and wait and say, oh, excuse me, could I interview? You've got to make it happen. So I did street recordings with my videographers. I've done interviews with businesses, obviously my podcast. If you want to do something, make it happen.
And it's
I
the
love that.
uncomfortability as well.
Yeah.
Embrace the
Oh, honey.
uncomfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
And
great.
you know what? It's a bit addictive after a while. At first, it is honestly terrible. I've been in rooms. Actually, I've been outside of rooms, terrified for about an hour. I'm not going in. I need to prep. I need to one more breather. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
once you get in there, you're like, oh, it
Just
wasn't
gotta
that
get in.
bad. You know,
Just
Just
get
got
into
to
it.
go and do
Get
That's a
in.
great philosopher, Nike says, just do it.
And that is it. Get yourself out there and get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I've learned in the last 3 years, starting a business at 59, a brand new business, and going in to teach people lease options, that you just have to go and get what it is that you want. I mean, in the best, most loving, most kind, most respectful way.
Sure.
You still have to take yourself forward. You just got to go and do it, because people have fear, and fear stops them. The fear of I can't do this, the fear of what will people think of me, the fear of I don't have enough money, I don't have enough education,
Yes.
I'm too skinny, I'm too fat, I'm too old, I'm too young, whatever it may be. Just walk in the door and just go and do it.
You're right. And those fears, I think, are there, aren't they? With everyone every
Everyone's got
day. Everyone's got one of them of some
Absolutely.
degree. But you're saying about the fear of being seen. And I think this is something, are we going to be judged? Am I going to look like a fool? I like to normalize looking like a fool because I get my
absolutely.
words mixed up. I say things wrong all the time, but that's human. And that's what we want, is this authenticity of being human. And also with creatives and geniuses like Bethany,
Yeah.
you can have your socials tweaked and changed. You can have that professional representation of yourself alongside the real authentic, this is just me to camera, or here I am at the beach, or whatever else is going
I
on.
think it's very important what you said as well, to find kind of like your purpose and your why. I call it my why. And it's
Okay,
the
talk us through that.
So again, back to my sisters, they're kind of the fundamentals of why everything kind of started. I wanted to be an inspiration to them. I wanted to show them that there was something else out there that they could be, and that they also had someone to support them financially and everything else along the way, you know. So that's kind of where it started. But my why built massively into helping people, helping women, helping children that have come from a past that I've come from. And I feel like when we talk about being seen online, or going to a networking event, or showing up to a podcast, if it's in alignment with this why should you be afraid? It's pulling you to do this, you know. And I feel like every time you think, okay, am I frightened, or is this not for me? Because sometimes it isn't for you as well.
Yes.
Sometimes you have these feelings because you have that gut feeling. You should trust that too. And I believe in that. But having that separation and being able to say, okay, does it align with my why? Am I going to get something out of this in terms of, can I support someone? Can they support me? Is it going towards a bigger why, bigger reason? Then absolutely throw yourself into it. And
I
being
love
seen
that.
is the most exciting thing when
And
you
we become
embrace it.
inspirational to the people that want to be able to come and do things themselves as well, as
100%.
female founders.
And this is what you guys are. And it's funny because we have to kind of pinch ourselves and check ourselves. Us three are the female founders of inspiration for people who are just getting started or are looking into
Absolutely.
it. And it's madness. It's maddening, really, because we were just thinking about it not so long
Yeah,
ago. We were
yeah.
just trying.
3 years ago, I would never have thought about being on a podcast in Brighton. 3 years ago, I would never have thought about being a public speaker. I actually went on a public speaking course because I was so terrified of microphones.
Wow.
And now I'm just like, okay, I'm here 10 minutes before. That's it. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah,
Let's do
isn't
this.
it
And
interesting?
that's what changes you, because you keep it's repetition.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, repetition. When you're speaking into a microphone, women feel more empowered when they have a message. Okay, and if it's a message for them to be able to go and give to the world, if it's a message for them to be able to go and give to their community, their church, wherever it is, whoever it is, if you put a microphone in a lady's hand and she's got a message, she's going to go and tell people.
That's so
I
true.
Tell
love
people.
that.
Confidence is built.
Yeah.
after you've done something,
Yeah.
isn't
Yes,
it?
it
And
follows action.
exactly. A lot of people think like,
Absolutely.
don't worry, try and build the confidence and you can do it. No, just do it. And then afterwards, that's where confidence lies. And I think there's a big misconception on that, isn't there?
You just need to keep on doing what you need to keep on
Mm.
doing. So competence and confidence are going together.
Definitely.
Yes.
And you're able to then get the competence by learning, like me, a public speaker, go on a course, pay the money. Now I can go and deliver what it is that I want to be able to deliver, to go and teach people lease options so that they can go and make a difference in their lives. And that's my big why as well, like help people so that they can go and get that, learn that financial awareness that they need to learn. And to be able to then go and make a difference in their own lives and their own families' lives. I've got women that are over 50 and they're like, I've never done anything like this before, Nicky. I'm absolutely terrified. I'm like, let me show you.
Oh, I love
Let me
that.
show you this in your area. Let me show you that. That's just around the corner from where you live. Could you go and, if I show you how to just go and print some paperwork, could you go and do it? Yeah. Could you go and talk to somebody? Could you go and tell them that? Yeah. Okay, let's go do it.
It's beautiful. So you're changing lives. You're changing whole generations through introducing people to this, actually, Nicky. It's going to have a knock-on effect for generations.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's
And also
marvellous.
people who are over 50, women, okay, who are over 50, who have a message, they're terrified. Look at me when I started with social media with you. She said to me,
Definitely.
Nicky, you really need my help, don't you? And I said, I told her, I'd warned her. I said, Beth, I said, look, let me just tell you, I know absolutely nothing about social media. She said, that can't be true. I said, just let me explain. And I know nothing about it. And she said to me, you actually know nothing. And I said,
It was true.
I've told
But
you,
you know
I know
what? She
nothing.
knows a lot now.
I know a lot
She
now.
does.
I know a lot now because Beth has shown me a way that I'm able to project myself
Yes.
so that I'm able to help other people. And then these women who are over 50 think, I don't understand AI. I don't understand social media. I don't know. I feel like I'm getting left behind and the door is slowly closing
That's a
on
big
me.
thing as well.
You
in
know,
this
they
industry.
need to be able to trust us
Yes.
so we can show them, look, there's a way. Just be your authentic self. Just show up. We're showing up for you. You
Yes.
show up for us. And you're going to make magic now. You're going to go and make a difference for yourself and your own family and your own lives and the people in your community and your church. That's it. That's
Isn't it
it.
marvellous that actually you guys have met and you've been able to empower Nicky to be able to show up on socials, and in doing so, you're empowering all these other women that they can do it too.
Yeah.
It's like this beautiful knock-on effect of
Absolutely.
meeting the right people, sending the right message, and doing it for good. It's all about purpose. A topic we often discuss here on the couch is if you're a woman in business and you're trying to juggle it all. So, Nicky, I've heard you've got children. Are they grown up
Grown
now?
up. My oldest son's in a wheelchair.
Is he okay?
Yeah.
So you've got a child with additional needs there.
Yeah, he's 38 now. He's told at 30 he'd never walk again.
Wow. Okay.
So that is a big thing for me as well, to go and help the wheelchair community.
Oh my goodness me! And I suppose with properties that are
Oh, yeah.
suited for
Yeah, I
people in
make them
wheelchairs.
suitable for wheelchairs. I
That's
make them all purposeful
amazing.
for wheelchair users. Yes.
Goodness me! So juggling home, relationships, we know what they're like, life, work, and everything else, and the change in financial climate. All of these things put together, do you think, in your opinion, I mean, we'll start with you, Nicky, can a woman have it all? And if she can, at what cost does that come to us?
That's a really good question. And the thing that shows up for me is at what cost, because you learn when you're in business, you learn very quickly. Well, for me, I learned this is that I need to put my family into the diary first.
True.
Family go in the diary first. And the dragon, Sarah Willingham, she taught me this.
Yeah.
Okay, put the family in the diary first, and then you can put everything else in there as well.
Okay.
And like being around Tony Robbins and Sage Robbins, their whole diary is around everything in their family. So I've learned that's a big thing for me, is put family in there first, all the important things in your life of why you're doing this in the first place.
Yes, yes.
So for you to have it all, you need to be able to put those in first because they mean the most.
Yeah, don't miss
to
the
you.
birthday for a business
Don't
mate.
know,
Yeah.
Don't miss the school sports day, or don't miss the whatever important thing it is in their lives. Okay, that you show up and that you're present and that nothing else gets in the way on that day. Because the other days, yes, you're going to be working. And if you are a female founder, I think we can honestly say that it's really hard work
Yes.
and it's constant.
Yes.
And it can be 7 days a week in the beginning until you can start employing somebody to go and take over a job for you. So if you're holding all the hats and you've got all the different things that you're doing, once you've made enough money, as soon as you've made enough money to go and employ somebody part-time, employ that person,
Yeah.
because that takes it away from you, and then you can go and spend more time on your business.
Yeah.
So you can have it all if you structure it.
Yes.
You have to be able to structure it. It's not going to happen like whimsical, okay, let's just pick something out of the air. You've got to be able to show up for yourself, show up for your family, show up for your staff,
Yes.
your team, the people that are there. We have very late phone calls, don't we, at night when we're
Absolutely.
both finished for the
We
day.
call it our midnight hour.
We do. We've had some really late
Catching
phone
up.
calls. We do, and also that you're present to everything that you need to do. Another thing that I do is you have to be able to get your diary really tight.
Yes.
Okay, again, it's something I learned from Tony Robbins. He said, put everything in 15-minute intervals. I failed at that miserably. I just ended up putting everything that I needed to put in there for 15 minutes or for every half an hour. So it's in the diary. If it's not in the diary, there's a likelihood you're going to forget about it.
Yeah, and it doesn't get
And you
done.
don't mean to, and then you just annoy people because you don't show up. So put everything in the diary. Be really strict with your diary. Again, it shows you where you're going, at what time, who's it with, phone calls, messages, Zooms, podcasts, wherever you're going to be, traveling. Get
Yes.
someone else to organise your travel, get someone else to organise your cleaning, because even though you feel like you want to do this for your family, if you're going to be that female founder and you want to be able to build that business,
Yeah.
you need to be able to delegate as
Yeah,
well.
because time, we've only got this restricted amount of time in a day, and I find mine just whooshes away.
Yeah.
And do you also schedule in time as like a downtime, Nicky? So you've got that quiet Sunday afternoon where actually that's for you to sit and reflect or to be.
Mine's in the morning. I have what I
Okay.
call an hour of power in the morning.
Ah, tell us about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, my hour of power is my morning time. So it's in 15-minute segments.
Okay, so
So
go
I'm
on,
able,
Tony.
yeah,
Listen
so
there.
yeah, so 15-minute segments. So I'm able to go, right, okay, I'm going to be able to think. So if anyone's ever read the book Think and Grow Rich,
Okay.
okay, by Napoleon Hill, it's a fantastic book. It's one of the biggest wealth books in the world. And yeah, Think and Grow Rich. So I sit there with a cup of tea and I think. And I think for 15 minutes straight. Sometimes I'll pick a subject and I'll think about that. Sometimes it's just free flowing, freewheeling in my brain. I'm thinking, I'm just jotting things down as I'm thinking about them. Then they're out of my brain. I can go think about the next thing. And that helps me to be creative
That's
on
really
where
good.
I'm going and what I want. Sometimes I'll do that in the evenings as well. And that will then set me up for the following day. Sometimes I'll be a week ahead on my thinking, because if I'm coming down to Brighton for a podcast, I need to be able to, staff need to be able to go and book hotels, my travel, all the things that I need to do now to be able to be here today. There's
Yeah.
got to be other things that happen in the meantime. So the thinking time, I'll leave voice messages for people. I love leaving voice messages
I do.
because
Yes.
it's nicer. It's nicer. Okay. Again, another thing that I learned from Sage Robbins, from Tony's wife, she never sends him a text message. She sends him a voice message. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's really good. I'm going to do that.
Mm.
So these are little things that I do that help me, and you have to be structured with it.
Mm.
You
Yeah.
have to be structured. So you
And
can have it all.
dedicate.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like you can. I think I might try a little bit of a thinking time in the morning because, like you're saying, you take it out of your head and you get it down, jot it down. And I feel like in my mind, I'm constantly carrying, oh, I've got that to do. I better do that. Da-da. Whereas if it's down, it's clear.
And
You
then you're
feel
scared
lighter.
of forgetting about it if you then think about something else that's really important, and then you might go, oh, I've forgotten to do such and such. Oh no, I feel really bad now. If it's there and you write it down, it's done, and then you can then either delegate it or you can put it into your diary as a
Yeah.
time. But just literally jot it as a bullet point while you're doing your thinking time.
Yeah. That's a really good tip. That's lovely. And what about yourself then, Bethany, with being a younger woman? How old are you, sweet?
I'm 26.
Oh, she's a lovely young
And I'm 62, so we're opposite
We're the
numbers.
opposites.
Oh, you guys are so lush.
Brilliant, isn't it?
That's so lush. I love it too much. So you're 26 and you've not got children of your own yet,
No,
Bethany?
not
Okay.
yet, no.
So how do you find it? But you kind of do have children of your own because you've got all your beautiful sisters.
Yes.
So it's complicated, isn't it? But how do you
Absolutely.
find time for yourself? And do you believe a woman can have it all if she's in business?
I absolutely do. I've to start there. Absolutely, I think a woman can have anything she wants as long as you. I mean, I think anyone can have anything they want.
I like it. I
period,
like
right? So let's just start there. But I'm totally honest about the fact that burnout is so real, both
Yes.
on business side, family, personal, like all of these things. put 10% here and 90% here, and it's all about balance for
Yeah.
me. And I struggle with that, I will say, because I do so much in my days and I look after so many people, so many businesses, so many clients, and it can be overwhelming. So I feel like from experience where I've gone, okay, I physically cannot help you anymore as my family, or I physically cannot put anything towards my business at the moment because I need a break.
Yes.
I've learned from each time that's happened. And I think getting up the next time, and like we're saying, having these power hours, whether that's in the morning or the evening, whether that's just to have a walk. I love walking. That's my
Okay.
vices. I just walk. I do the walk along. We're blessed to have Brighton seafront here. So I
Yes.
walk along the seafront quite a lot. But it's all about balance for me, and being able to say, okay, and like what Nicky touched upon in terms of Tony Robbins talks about having these drawers, and having this one's your family drawer, this one's your business, this one might be your personal health, your fitness, and just separating them. And that really helped me kind of realize, okay, this has come up now. A lot of emergencies come up in my life where it's still, my family is still very much in all of the stuff that I'm running away from, right? We're still building. It's still very much a current thing for me. So when an emergency arises, I'm like, we need to drop everything. We need to do this. And sometimes, of course, you do.
Yes.
But other times it's like, okay, can I deal with this later? Or can I find something else that can support this? Because this is what I'm doing now. And I need to be able to have that separation, because it is hard, being able to drop family or drop business or drop your fitness in the morning because you've got
Yes.
meetings, or drop that meal at lunchtime because you've got a dash to go
Yeah.
travel. There's all of these things that we tend to forget about doing. And I feel like, again, going back to your why, going back to the reason why you started, having time for yourself. As a female, I think we struggle with that
I
anyway.
think we have a bit of guilt around that.
We're naturally nurturers,
we?
Yeah.
that's what we do. We want to
Yeah.
nurture, we want to care, and we also naturally go, and subconsciously, I think, I come second.
Yeah, and we say a lot of yeses at our own
Absolutely.
expense.
The power of no was the best thing I learned in business. I'm still
Yeah,
learning,
yeah.
and I feel like you can see it straight after you've said yes. I should have said no to that,
Yes.
It's
and I
saying no
feel
to the
like,
drama as well, isn't it? That
right?
gets
Absolutely.
outside. It's like,
Oh,
I don't want to get involved in your drama.
Oh no, and some
People and
people,
things.
some people have it spiraling around them all the time, don't
All the
they?
time, yeah.
But as we get older, and I think you'll probably find this as well, Nicky, you start to get really good at recognizing it, don't you? And
Immediately.
to get out the way quick. But
Yeah.
we all have to go through it.
Absolutely.
I'd love to have this head when I was 26. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's been a long journey, and you touched upon something. It's so true, because I feel like a lot of people in my generation, in my age group, they're very much not in the same situation of I want to start a business, I want to do this, because of the way that the world has been built now.
Yes.
Not necessarily due to their fault, but there's a lot of I'm getting FOMO, I'm missing going out, and a lot of people feel like that. And actually, there's so much of life to be living away from the typical norms of a 26-year-old, And
Yes.
I've been away from that, as I wasn't a typical 11-year-old. I wasn't a typical teenager. So I feel like I've been outside of that box for a very long time.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why I connect with all
You're
of
very
these
wise for a
business
26-year-old.
Yeah, I know. It's a madness. And actually, I think that you've got such an interesting past, but
Thank you.
but not just because these things happen to you, but because of what you've crafted and created from it, Bethany. And I see
Absolutely.
you, and I actually think you're going to have a very, very interesting future because of how early you've adopted and adapted with all of this. Nicky sees it too. She's nodding. She
So
knows.
I see something. He says things don't happen to you; they happen for you.
That's so
He said if you
true.
always go with that, he said you'll always win in your mind and your heart and your soul. You'll always understand that things are happening for you, no matter what it is, no matter how crappy the situation is at the time.
Mm,
I say that your worst day can become your best day.
Yeah,
yes.
I was talking to a group
absolutely.
of young people who don't go to school. They've fallen out of school. My heart and soul is also with teenagers, because when I was running the Anti-Robbins Foundation, we had a lot of teenagers, took 600 teenagers through the program. And what was really, really amazing is seeing how they're really good at things, but no one actually notices it very much. So they could be good at rapping, they could be good at social media, they can be good at doing all dancing, singing. And there's we've got a lovely friend, haven't we, who's
Yeah.
up in Liverpool, and she helps kids. She takes kids off the street And she said, "Can you come and talk to them?" And I said, "Absolutely, I can." So she had the launch, and I went and I spoke, and I said, "Your worst day can become your best day."
Absolutely.
Because where they think they've got nothing and there's no hope, there's no light, there's nothing there. And then the next day comes, they've had a sleep, they wake up, start again, get back in the race, get back in the walk, get out there and
Yeah.
go and do what it is you want to do, because not everybody gets the same breaks in life. And the worst day can become the best day. So I always think about when I started running the Anti-Obvious Foundation for Tony, I thought if things hadn't have happened to me when I was a child, I was a naughty kid that didn't go to school.
Right.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. You look like you would be naughty, Nikki.
That's so
The naughty kid that didn't go to school, right? So I'm talking to these kids, and they're like, you're really super successful, and you've been around this and done that,
Yeah.
la 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 la, la, and you got all this money, and it's like it wasn't like that before,
Yes.
But
that's beautiful. And actually, you've got it's the longest chat we've had in person, Nikki, but you've got a real softness and a real honesty about you. You feel very relatable. You feel like somebody who you want to kind of lean in and listen more to.
Thank
And I think
you.
that message with young children, they're probably being these, teenagers on the streets, they've been shouted at, they've been shoved over there.
Yeah.
Whereas that kind of, they want to hear and they can see your success, and you're not like, the normal person that they would see as successful, but breaking those presumptions that you come from money and you did this and you did that. Life changing again. It's
Yeah,
life
yeah.
changing.
And it comes, for me, it's come with age. For me,
Yeah.
it's come with experience. Knowledge has come along the way, and reading things like Think and Grow Rich, reading Tony Robbins' books, going and doing personal development, watching some YouTubes, spending my time on income producing
Yes.
rather than sitting there watching Netflix for 4 or 5 hours every day. That's income reducing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
so
what you
true.
feed your brain, who
Yeah.
you surround yourself with, and ultimately moving with purpose and taking action.
Taking action.
Every wonderful female founder who's joined us on these couches answered these questions. So there's 3 questions. I'm going to start with you, Nikki. What is a truth about your life that most people would never guess?
A truth about my life. I've been bankrupt.
Oh, brilliant. Love the
I've been
honesty.
bankrupt.
I've
It's
known
taught
loads of
me.
people
It's
like
taught
that.
in that bankruptcy time, because I thought, yeah, I've got it all. I know what I'm doing, and I made a massive mistake, and financially it brought me to my knees. And um, it's actually quite cathartic to say it now, because I struggled with it.
Mm,
To go, well, you can't tell people you're bankrupt. Like, well, no. Now it's like, yeah, because I learned more in that time about how not to do it
mm.
than I had if I'd ever just coasted along.
How
Yeah.
interesting. And I think that like several of the Dragon's Den's members, I can't remember the names of them all, they've been bankrupt. They've
Yeah.
made it all, lost it all.
Yeah.
And I was having lunch with Simon Woodruff from Yo Sushi last week, and he went bankrupt. I think he went to jail at one point.
Yeah.
There's all these
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
people that are these,
You learn. You
Yeah.
learn so much when that happens to you, because you think, wow, I never saw that coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just sideswipes you. And yep.
That's incredible. Okay, I love that. And then what about yourself, Bethany? What's the truth about you that most people would never
Do you know what? There's
expect?
so many things because I'm always underestimated and people don't really see me for who I am in that sense. But I think the biggest thing that I tell people was that I was homeless and not
Yes.
just sofa surfing. Like I slept on train stations, I slept at bus stops, I even partied a long time to stay out all night.
Yeah.
And that people like, oh my gosh, even when I was homeless, I did not look homeless. You wouldn't believe it.
Mm,
And that was the biggest shock. And I think even when myself and Nicky spoke, not like really homeless. And I'm
yeah.
like, no, like I'm talking homeless, like on the streets. It wasn't a joke, So,
And
but
as
I
a young
learned from that.
and a young woman, I mean,
It's scary.
it's really scary
Yeah.
because actually the situations you had to find yourself in to have somewhere, whether it was a party house or something else,
Yeah,
there's predators everywhere.
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
Absolutely.
whole nother subject, isn't it? Goodness me. Okay, number 2. Nikki, where did you abandon yourself and how did you come back?
Love that
Why
question.
did I abandon myself? I abandoned myself when there was one particular time in my life where I listened to somebody and I knew it wasn't the right thing to do. And I did it anyway because I thought, oh, this is in a relationship.
Mm.
And I thought, yeah, okay, I'll do it, I'll do it. And all the way through, it was like, no, this is wrong, this is wrong. And it took me so much time and effort and nurturing myself to be able to get myself back out of that,
Okay.
because I'd actually gone and done the wrong thing. And I think women have to be able to trust. We have to trust ourselves. We don't always have to listen to what other people say and be convinced by the sweet talking,
Mm.
especially in a relationship.
Oh,
Because sometimes you're told what you want to hear, and that was the mistake that I made, and that was where I actually literally thought, yeah, okay, yeah, and it was like, no.
how interesting. So internally, you felt your instincts were saying no.
Screaming at me, and I still
Right.
ignored them because,
Yeah.
of course, God gives us choices, doesn't he? So I went the wrong way, didn't I?
That's okay, but sometimes we have to, don't we, to come back round.
Absolutely.
How
And
interesting.
it took 3 years to well, less than 3 years, but 2.5 years to actually sort that. So that one thing that was like, Nicky, shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have listened there. Should have listened to yourself.
And how interesting. I think is it a Chinese proverb that the longer you stay on the wrong train, the more it costs to come back to the station. And you sharing that, Nicky, here, there might be somebody who's listening to this broadcast who's kind of got that niggly feeling that they've just gone into something they shouldn't be in, or they feel like they're being led down a path.
Yeah.
You being so open and honest about that, and also highlighting the time frame it took to sort that
Oh,
situation out.
absolutely. And also, sometimes when you are sweet talk, sometimes as women, people will say things, men will say things. I love men. I do. I love men. I think men are amazing and wonderful. I'm just talking to women right now and saying,
Mhm.
have you ever had that situation where someone said, oh, come and do this or go and do that? And you're like, I don't really want to do that, but I'll do that just to please them, just to say yes,
People pleasing.
just to keep it quiet and calm and whatever it may be. And then in the end, you just severely regret it.
Yeah, how interesting. And I think we're back to that nurturing nature as women, that we want to give and we want to look after, we want to make people happy. For yourself, Bethany, where did you abandon yourself and how did you come back?
Okay, so I feel like, again, kind of going back to my childhood, I feel like I had built this kind of armor, I would say, and told myself, because I was born in this type of life, or I was given this type of path and life, I had to stay on it and I had to be really good at it. I had to be really good at living in poverty, living in crime, living in places that you just couldn't even imagine. That I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make this life so good, but I'm going to do it this way. And I just completely abandoned all of my internal morals of like, I love myself, I love people, I love to care, I love to live an honest life. And that's how my mum was a Christian growing up. She's very much someone I look up to in that sense. She has a golden heart, and I feel like having that seems like a weakness as women sometimes.
Okay.
So I really harshened myself and I was so angry at the world and I just completely abandoned myself. And there was just one day that I decided, and it's quite brutal, but I can imagine there's a lot of people feeling like this out there. So I just didn't want to be here. Didn't want to be here at all. Didn't want to be alive. Didn't want to work. Didn't want to succeed. Absolutely nothing. And I had to make a choice. A lot of people have been there, and it's the hardest choice. You live or you don't, and whatever that means for you, whether you're going down a road of addiction, whether you're giving up on yourself, whether you're in a domestic violent relationship, whether you're feeling these feelings that are dark, that are deep, and it was that choice for me. And again, going back to my sisters, they just came up in my mind and I was like, no, I'm gonna live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop this, I deserve more. And it was the time that I actually realized I had abandoned myself and that I needed to find myself. I never didn't really know who I was as an adult, as a child, I didn't know.
I'm not surprised,
So it was a
Bethany.
whole path,
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's difficult enough, isn't it? I
Yeah,
think
but it's
for
a
young
beautiful
people.
journey as well. And it is hard for young people, especially the generation now that, it's so hard to get jobs, it's so hard to get mortgages, it's so hard to get money in general, support in general, mental health. We're dealing as a society with massive issues
Yeah.
across the globe, but kind of England as a whole, we're definitely struggling. I think that these are the conversations that need to be happening, and it was hard. It was the hardest time of my life, but it was also the most liberating time of my life to be able to go, okay, I choose me. And
Yeah.
it was, I, every fiber of me was like, I can't do this. I don't belong here. This is where I've got to go. I know this world. I
Yes.
understand this world. This, I have no idea, So I feel like I found that I had abandoned myself, but I had to abandon my life to find myself.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is just beautiful.
And it's the hardest thing. You have to leave so many people behind.
Yes.
And it is hard, and I feel like even now there's probably people in my life that I'm still like, right, okay, proximity, they say there's a saying, isn't there, that you sit around 5 alcoholics, you'll be the sixth. You sit
Yes.
around 5 millionaires, you'll be the sixth. And
Yeah.
it is the truth,
Yeah.
and proximity is key. It is who you surround yourself and the energy that you're around. So that was the biggest thing, just being able to go, okay, I choose me.
Me.
Yeah.
That was so beautiful.
Thank
I love
you.
that we captured that on camera and
I'm like,
everything.
take that one.
I know, it's great, that one.
It's a tough question.
Yeah,
It
no,
is. I
I've got
love
some good
those
questions
questions,
here. I
yeah.
know. And it's so lovely actually to have a space where women and well, it's all been women guests here, feel like they can actually reflect and honestly answer. And I think
Be
that's what
authentic.
this is.
And these conversations bring it back up again as well.
Yeah.
I feel like you forget, and when you're having conversations
Yeah.
with female founders and creatives and everyone else, you go, oh my gosh, I remember I grew at this point.
Yes.
You grew. That's interesting. Let's talk about it. Let's
Yeah.
learn from each other, and
Yeah.
let's talk about it more.
Unraveling your story comes from
Yes.
conversations.
Everybody's got something. I don't know anyone that's had the perfect life, the perfect
No.
childhood, the perfect
Yeah.
school upbringing, nothing.
And it's the
Everyone's
people
got
that
something.
embrace it, that are authentic in themselves, that also apply all of these strategies and knowledge that we have to learn,
All
and
the
business
learning,
structures.
yeah.
All of this stuff's important, but the people that embrace themselves as a personal branding are the people that we really see moving the needle in the business sector at the moment.
Absolutely.
So embrace your story, embrace where you come from, because like you have said throughout of this beautiful podcast, is that people will relate, whether it's just a tiny section of your life that you feel is so minuscule, someone else will be relating to that out there.
Yeah, and then they can feel that they can do it too.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'll be in speaking in Ideas Fest. I know you've probably seen it on socials, but my topic that I've been chosen to speak on is personality. Your personality is your brand,
So true.
and being built in public. And I think we are all representative of that.
Mm.
So finally, before my alarm starts going off, it's going to go. If a woman is watching this and she's feeling stuck where you once were, what advice does she need to hear, not what's nice to hear?
No one's coming to save you. Make a decision. What do you want? And go and make plans, tiny little baby steps to just go and take massive, determined action.
I love that. It's just perfect.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. Good. Go on, Nicky.
Massive
We tell him.
determined action.
Listen up, female founders.
No magic potion, lotion, fairy dust. It's not, and no one's coming to save you. And I keep saying that this is where you have to take yourself and go, I want to do this, so I'm going to go and do this.
Yeah.
And take the little tiny bits, but they are still massive, determined action steps.
Love that. And yourself, Bethany?
I think I touched upon it earlier, being comfortable, being uncomfortable. I think that's the biggest advice that I did not want to hear. And also for me, because I've done everything myself my whole life, I went into business, I was like, I can wear all these hats, I can do everything. And as much as I did for a long time, there were some things that I was not skilled at, that I did not even enjoy, and being able to say that and admit that early. I think Nicky touched upon it, being able to, as soon as you can, outsource,
Sure.
being able to recognize your skills, absolutely, but also being able to recognize your weaknesses without being judgmental on yourself, without being, okay, I'm weak at this, I can't do this, and almost avoid it or procrastinate or stuff like this. Either go and take a course like public speaking, really apply yourself to it and learn it so you can do it, or find someone who's going to support you and outsource it that way. Because I feel like as business owners, you spend so long doing these tasks that you can't do very well. that you don't like doing very well.
Yes, yeah.
And ultimately, it's then a barrier in your business. And I feel like if I was told that 3 years ago,
Yes.
I would be in a different place, because I was pushing myself to do the things that I didn't want to do,
Yeah.
that I didn't enjoy, that I just didn't really know about. And I tried learning so much, like taxes. I did my tax return myself for like 3 years. And I was like, I know what I'm doing. It's fine, but it's so tedious. It's so
Yes.
boring. And it's things like that that you can go, okay, start to have support. It's okay to ask for help.
And actually, even more so with accounting and anything
Oh, it's
finance,
so
because they're
true.
clever. They can save you money. So you might pay them, but you'll save more money. Like, you know,
It's so true.
how
Being able to go, okay, what am I good at? What am I not? Where do I need to have some
Yeah.
support? As a woman, ask for support all day long.
Yes.
People offer it. I mean, when I met Nicky, if I had met her 3 years ago, I would have been like, absolutely not. Nice to meet you. Don't need your support. Have a good day. Because it was the
Yes.
fear. And then being able to go, okay, women support women. Let's collaborate. I want your support. I need help. Do you know what I mean? Being able to
And
ask
I
for
was
help.
like, I need your help.
Yeah.
So it worked really well. It worked really
Isn't
well.
it beautiful? And I must say, guys, like I keep looking at you, Nicky, you've got the most beautiful smile listening to Bethany talk. Like, you guys really love each other.
Yeah.
We do.
It makes my eyes water. Like, I can
We're
feel
like
it.
best friends.
Do you know what?
Best
People
friends.
in our personal lives go, who's this Beth? Who's this Nicky? You're always on the phone. And now our families have had to adopt each other now, because it's just how it is now.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's
it's a big
beautiful.
difference in age between us.
Yeah, yeah.
I do feel that Beth is a very wise person.
Yeah.
For a young age, a very wise person.
Thank you.
And has skill sets of people that I just have never met before. So she's really got massive skills.
Yeah, and you meet in the
And
middle.
so that was and what I would say as well, added on to what you just said, which was amazing, is that if you're going to go into business with somebody, if you're going to collaborate with somebody, they've got to bring something to the table that is opposite to what you've got.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
if you're the same, it's never going to work. You're never going to get what stuff done.
Yeah.
You've got to bring somebody in who is the opposite to you, like you said about the accounts.
One's
right?
the front of the house, one's the back of the house.
Sure.
And if you're both like to be the networker or like to be all at the front of the house, who's doing the systems?
Yeah, who's the back
that, you know?
office? So somebody has to be that person that's the opposite to who you are.
Yeah.
as
So
well.
be mindful of that in business partnerships.
Absolutely.
Make
Don't
sure it
bring
works.
any-
But
just
just go
because they're
for
your
it.
cousin, and you like
Yeah.
them and they want to come along on the journey, they
Yeah.
don't bring anything to your business. So sorry, not
Yeah, it's
sorry.
absolutely not. Yeah.
Off you go. I'll find someone that can actually help me grow, scale the business that I want to go to.
Yeah. And fill in those voids where you aren't so strong and you do need support.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
It's marvellous. Well, we have to go. I'm on -3.
We're on that
Where's
three
my
now.
alarm? Where's my
I knew we'd chat away for ages.
Bless you. Well, thank you.
Fantastic.
It's been
Loved it.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
And we could actually talk for hours, couldn't we, here? I know.
Possibly, yeah.
Might need to be a part 2. But for now, I'm sorry the episode has gone on for a little bit too long. This has been the Champagne series. You've had Bethany and Nicky here with us today. I'm Lucy Black. Thank you so much. And cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Lovely.
Love it.